Hello everyone, welcome to Facts Talk. I'm your host Angel. The vaccine is recent big news since it just became available in the US and the UK. At the end of last month, the Australian flag airline Qantas said that it would require international travelers to prove they have been vaccinated against COVID-19 before boarding its flights. Alan Joyce, the boss of Qantas, said the vaccination would be a necessity for international visitors when vaccines are available. This move is also endorsed by the Prime Minister of Australia. There's a clause in the document of Australian government's COVID-19 vaccination policy that anyone who has not been vaccinated may be stopped at the border. To some extent, Australian government's favor in mandatory COVID-19 vaccination reveals the infiltration of communist-style approaches to vaccination issues. In China, the communist regime has introduced a child vaccination program that requires school-age children to complete vaccination before they can go to school. It means that those children who haven't completed the government-designated vaccinations cannot be enrolled in schools smoothly. The government also provides vaccination make-up opportunities. Only when those children who have completed the make-up vaccination plan can they be enrolled in schools smoothly. In this respect, the mandatory vaccination measures proposed by the Australian government are not essentially different from China's children vaccination policy. The authorities have forcibly linked vaccination with the holding of specific rights, such as the right to travel and the right to education. If you choose not to be vaccinated, you are at risk of being deprived of certain rights. However, it doesn't mean that the risk of disease transmission can be completely avoided through vaccination. Facing an increasingly harsh environment caused by the government's mandatory measures, people's right to choose whether or not to get vaccinated is compromised. Australia is one of the first countries to call for an independent investigation into the origin of COVID-19, which originated in China. Prime Minister Scott Morrison also said that the Chinese Communist Party must increase transparency. China should accept the entry of independent investigators sent by international organizations to investigate how the virus emerged and what the authorities have done since the outbreak. The appeal of Morrison touched Beijing's nerves. Subsequently, the CCP launched a series of retaliatory actions which have affected the trading of commodities including barley, beef, coal, seafood, wood, sugar, wine, and cotton. Although Australia has always been tough on the CCP, it is difficult for the Australian government to completely avoid the infiltration of communist-style approach to respond to the pandemic. In this regard, as coronavirus spreads, with communist-style methods of controlling the pandemic will follow up, among which lockdown is almost adopted by all countries more or less. No wonder people call coronavirus the CCP virus, namely the Chinese Communist Party virus. That is for today. Please like our video, share our video, and subscribe our channel. And I see you next time.